Oh, Captain Harrick, it's just a motorcycle ride. What the heck are you afraid of, man? After all, Tintin and Snowy are having a good time in their very first motorcycle ride. If you know what I mean. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobbob197. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another movie review. And this movie is also an underrated animated classic. And yes, this movie is truly based by a comic book, and also based by the animated TV series that came from 1992 all the way to 1993. Yeah, I remember this very well. And yeah, it came almost 9 years ago, but it's almost 8 years ago now. So anyway, for my next movie review is The Adventures of Tintin. And yes, it was directed by our dear beloved director himself, Steven Spielberg. And also Peter Jackson, the guy who's the one who did the Lord of the Rings saga. He's also involved in this really great epic masterpiece of a film as well. But it's a very darn sad shame that they did not do the later on sequels, because I'm sure everybody is waiting for the next Tintin movie to come. But it's a sad shame they didn't do it, because they gotta move on to other projects. If you know what I mean. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review of The Adventures of Tintin. I love this cover. I love the part where Captain Hagrid was so darn afraid of motorcycle rides. What the heck is he so afraid of? Anyway. Well, let's go on to the main plot of the story. It's a story about this young adventurer kid named Tintin, along with his drunken pal, Captain Haddock, and his trustworthy dog named Snowy. They are going on to their most craziest, wackiest, most exciting adventure of their lives, so they can find out the mysteries of that mysterious ship called the Unicorn, and see what type of mysteries that's hiding in that mysterious ship that came from in the 1700s. And yes, they gotta be careful of some dude in a red suit. He's going after the mysteries of the Unicorn as well. And it has something to do with those 3 mysterious scrolls. The scrolls that involve some type of poem mystery thing or whatever. Well, you get the picture. So anyway, that's my whole entire plot of The Adventures of Tintin. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? To tell you the truth, ladies and dudes, I frickin' love this movie. This is one of the best animated films I have ever watched in my whole entire life. I mean, this movie really did blow me away from start to finish. It had a fantastic storyline. The characters were so darn enjoyable to watch. It has great animation, good drama, great action, mystery, score, and all the above. Yeah. And yes, ladies and dudes, I will admit, it did become one of the most underrated films of all time. And also one of the movies that we do feel sorry for, because we're just waiting if there's ever going to be a sequel for this film. And sadly, we never got one. That sucks. Big time. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of The Adventures of Tintin. I'll go with the weakest point first. It's 0. I have no weak points at all for this movie. 0. Yay! And I will say for my strongest points for this movie is the main climax of the film. It has something to do with Captain Haddock and the guy who wears the red suit. I really like that fight scene at the near end. It was epic, it was exciting, and there's going to be a whole lot of crazy stuff going on between those two guys. Something that really did blow me away big time. And I know everybody's favorite strongest point of the movie is truly the chase scene where Tintin, Captain Haddock, and Snowy, they're trying to go after those bad guys and try to get all 3 of the scrolls back as soon as they can. Yeah, I do like that one. It is a very enjoyable scene to watch. But I think the main climax of the film is truly my most favorite one out of all the scenes that came from in this movie. If you know what I mean. So yeah, the best, strongest point about this movie is truly the main climax. And now let's go on to the characters. Let's see, which character I want to talk about. Let's talk about Tintin, played by Jamie Bell, if I got the dude's name right. If you remember that actor very carefully, yeah, he played some type of male ballerina from a ballerina movie. I never seen that movie, but I saw clips of it. But I think I know him the best as Abraham Warhol from one of the most underrated TV series of all time called Turn. Since I love Turn, and I gotta think of something to rewatch that show all over again. After all, I did miss one episode that came from season 3. So yes, I love Tintin. He is such a fantastic protagonist in the whole entire movie. He had a great storyline, he has a great personality, great attitude. I will say he's truly the most mature character I have ever seen in movie history. And I think he's like 18 years old, I think. Says he's such a brave and fearless young man. And I also love his partner Snowy, because Snowy is such one of the most smartest doggy characters I have ever seen in movie history, and also from the comic book history. I need to go back and rewatch the animated series again. It is such a... These two guys, they were the best teams I have ever seen in my whole entire life. And for the other characters, Captain Haddock, played by Andy Serkis. Oh, yeah, Captain Haddock. He is such a funny and interesting character, and he's also one of the most dumbest characters I have ever seen in my whole entire life. He's really the best, dumbest character you'll ever see in movie history. I will say he had a great storyline, great personality and attitude. He's such an idiot all this time, and he did his best to try to take care of some stuff here and there, but he always blew it. He always blew it for so many things here and there. And yes, he always gets drunk all the time. He's a drunker. But I guess everybody likes idiot characters who are very, very drunk. And we cannot blame him for that. Ah ha ha ha. Yep. So, yep. I really love this movie to death. So, anyway, Captain Haddock, such a crazy, drunken character overall. And now, let's head on to my final thoughts of The Adventures of Tintin. Overall, The Adventures of Tintin is one of the best animated films of all time, and truly one of the most underrated animated films I ever seen in my whole entire life. It had a great storyline, great characters, great animation. It had a really cool score, best mystery, best action, and one of the best comic book films you'll ever see in your whole entire life. Period. So for my rating for this film, I decided to give this movie a perfect high rating score of 10 out of 10. please check out this movie to believe it. And that is my whole entire movie review of The Adventures of Tintin. I hope you enjoyed this movie review, and join me next time for 2 more movie reviews to come that I've decided to do for October. One movie is called The High Spirit, while the other, I'm finally heading back to the movie reviews. I'm heading back to the movie theaters at long last, so I can finally see Liam Neeson's next new film called The Honest Thief. I can't wait. Yippee! Hooray! And that is it for now. I'll see you guys later, and sayonara.